Hello and welcome to our solar plexus practice. Please find a comfortable seat. Your hands rest on your legs. The eyes can close down. Bring your attention to your breath. We'll begin with a practice called alternate nostril breathing. Bring your right hand up and curl in your middle 3 fingers, or leave your ring finger out for a traditional practice. Place your hand in front of your face. Close your right nostril with your thumb and exhale out of the left nostril. Pause at the bottom of your exhale for a moment. Then inhale through the left nostril for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, switch, close the left nostril and exhale out the right for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then inhale through the right for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the right. Exhale out of the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slight pause. Again, inhale through the left for 5 seconds. Pause. Close the left nostril. Open the right. 5. Inhale through the right. 5. Hold. Switch. Close the right. Open the left for 5. Complete one more round at your own pace. In through the left. Out through the right. In through the right. Out through the left. Then release your hands down onto your legs and observe the quality of your breath and how this simple exercise has already shifted your awareness and your breathing pattern. Please now place your hands together and vigorously rub your palms until you feel some friction and warmth between them. Then make some fists very tightly and release your palms now towards one another a few inches apart. Can you sense the space between your hands and the energy that pulsates there? Let your arms be supple and gradually play with the energy between your hands by guiding your palms a little further apart and a little closer together. Continue to play with this energy as you imagine the solar plexus like a sun radiating out from your navel.
I am the sun that will ever arise. Power of the sun, honor you this night.
When you feel complete, please reach your arms up overhead and then bend your elbows. Place your palms onto your shoulders. Inhale, turn your torso to the right, and then exhale to the left. Right, left, right, left, right, left, in, and out. And keep going at your own pace.
for which you yearn. I am the sun that will always return. Power of the sun, we honor you this night. Leap across the fire, keep our spirits bright.
Slow your pace, reach your arms straight up overhead, point your thumbs to one another like there is an electrical charge between them. Inhale, hold the breath, and retain the breath.
To restore our sight. I am the fire that burns within your soul.
Exhale, slowly release your hands and your breath.
Holy light that fills and makes you whole. I am the flame within that never dies. I am the sun that will ever arise. Power of the sun, we honor you this night. Leap across the fire to keep our spirits bright. Power of the sun, fire in the night.
Staying with your breath, lean your body weight forward. Remove any props off to the side. Turn towards your right, gaze over your right shoulder. Today, I'd like for you to focus on twisting from behind the heart, from the navel up, as to rinse out or remove any stuck or stagnant energy from in and around these areas of the chakra system.
The sun that will always return.
Each exhale, you can turn a little bit further without force, and then when you feel ready, switch sides.
Honor you this night. Leap across the fire to keep our spirits bright. Power of the sun, fire in the night. Leave behind that which blinds to restore our sight.
Unwind and roll forward onto your hands and knees, tabletop position. Press your shins down into the earth. And from here, make some movements that feels good for you that can stimulate the energy in your abdomen. Maybe that is doing a few cat-cows, or perhaps rolling big circles with your shoulders and your hips and your torso. Follow your breath as it deepens. As you cultivate this sacred flame within, let each breath stoke your internal fire. Pivot your right shin to 3 o'clock and straighten your left leg back to 6 o'clock. Inhale, modified side plank. Make sure your wrists are stacked. Option to lift your left leg. If you'd like for more of a stretch in your quadricep, bend your left knee and place your hand onto your foot behind you. Breathe as you open and stimulate the front side of your body and contract the back side. down through the knife edge of your left foot, hug your shin bones away from one another, and rise up to standing on your right shin. Gate pose, release your left hand onto your left leg and stretch your right arm overhead. Keep both sides of your body long. Imagine like you're arching over a vibrant rainbow. Inhale, rise up through center and return back to a tabletop position. Tuck your toes, sit your hips back towards your heels and stretch your arches. Then inhale, round your spine forward, come into an upward facing dog. You can keep your toes tucked. And again, press back, tailbone to heels, dome your lower back and tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, roll up and forward. Slight bend in the elbows. Exhale, round back and inward. Please turn your left shin to the left. Stretch your right leg back. Reach your right arm up. Side plank. Whatever variation you explored on the other side, you can do so on this side. As we build and learn about our core and our abdomen, we're not just talking about the front and the back, but also the sides. See if you can strengthen the sides of your core. Slowly release. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, gate pose. Lean into the intensity of wherever you experience the stretch, meeting your edge. In your own time, release the way you went in to a tabletop. Tuck the toes, hips to heels once more. Tuck the chin, dome your back. Inhale, upward facing dog, hips to wrists, shoulders back. And now lower all the way down onto your belly. Breathe deep and feel the solar plexus connect to the earth energy. With your hands walked off of your mat, point your elbows up. Inhale, lift your chest slightly. Dip your left shoulder down, gaze to your right, and fold forward. Inhale, from the back of your heart, lift up. Exhale, switch sides. Move back and forth. Be mindful of your neck and shoulders. Each round, you gain a little bit of height. Return to center and lower your torso down towards the floor. Keep your chest lifted. Interlace your hands back behind you and take 5 breaths here. Press your shin bones down into the floor. Activate your legs and your glutes. Can you feel the stimulation of the solar plexus? In your own timing, release all the way down. Lower your right cheek to the mat. Rest your arms on the floor by your side. Slowly inhale, lift your head, and gaze to the other side, exhaling. Continue to follow your breath. Can you sense where your power comes from? Can you let go of anything that no longer serves you and your highest self in this moment to the earth? Bring your forehead slowly back to center. Place your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes, flex your core. Press up to an upward dog or cobra pose. Keep your knees down, sit your hips towards your heels, and then lift the knees to downward facing dog. From here, pedal out your feet one by one. Stretch the Achilles, the hamstrings, the glutes. Can you activate your core to help lift the weight of your bones up towards the sky? Inhale to plank position to align your shoulders over the wrists. Pivot both heels to your right or take modified side plank once again. If you'd like more intensity, align the heels one in front of the other, side plank Vajrasana. Lift and elevate the hips. Lengthen both sides of your body from ankle to shoulder. In your own timing, inhale back to center and exhale, pivot to the other side. Reach your opposite arm up. Hug your inner thighs together like you're holding an orange between your thighs. Squeeze it tight to make some orange juice. Place your right palm back down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky, three-legged down dog. Exhale, bend your right knee to your chest and place your right foot behind the right wrist. Low lunge. Walk your right hand up onto your right thigh and turn, look over your right shoulder, just like you did when you were seated. Option to bring your back knee down to feel more of a stretch in the front of your hips, to release and let go in the hips rather than contain and strengthen. Untuck your back toes, an option here to bring your palms together at heart center for a revolved low lunge. Stay with your breathing pattern. See if your motivation and discipline can be with maintaining awareness on the breath today. Slowly release your hands. Pick your back knee up if it's down. Release your right palm down onto the floor. Wide-legged forward fold. Pivot your right foot to the right. Tense your fingers under the shoulders and a few rounds. Inhale to a halfway lift, lengthening the spine. And exhale to fold forward. Encourage the front side of your body to flex and compress to open and release the back side of your body. Now place your hands onto your hips, hug your heels towards each other, squeeze your sit bones, and inhale, rise up. Exhale, pivot your right toes forward, warrior two. Steady your gaze over your middle finger. Stay here, or we'll practice breath of fire, Kapalabhati. Quick, assertive exhale through your nose. The inhale is passive. Inhale, hold your breath. Keep holding your breath, reverse warrior, like you're shooting a bow and arrow up towards the sky, facing all your fears. When you exhale, come back to Warrior Two. Straighten your right leg, pivot your right toes, hands onto your hips. Power stance. Breathe and stand firmly in your power. Turn your toes out and your heels in, horse pose, or sometimes called goddess pose. Dip one shoulder down, gaze over the opposite shoulder. And on your exhale, switch sides. Hands can return to heart center as you squat low in your hips. If you feel pretty balanced and steady, place your hands behind your head and side crunch to each side a couple of times to stabilize your feet and to ignite your core. If you don't feel balanced already, stay where you are without performing the side crunches. Each time I try to aim the elbow closer towards the waist. Inhale, return to center, reach your arms up. Like you're combing through your aura, circle your arms down, around, pivot your toes, and then come up through the midline, clearing the energy field. And exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Push your energy down as you ground towards the earth. Pivot forward towards your right foot, low lunge. Exhale, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward, come through your plank pose into up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Always an option to explore that on your knees, especially if this is the first time doing it, or if you have lower back pain when you arch your back. From your down dog, inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward behind the left wrist. Low lunge with a twist. Option to release your right knee down or keep it lifted and turn, look over your left shoulder. Gaze down and release your hands inside of your left foot. If your back knee is lifted, keep your back knee up. Place the right heel down, pivot the front foot to the right, wide-legged forward fold. Press your heels down and away from one another. Hug your sit bones together and up. Hands come onto your hips. Inhale, rise all the way up with a strong core. Pivot your left toes forward. Exhale, Warrior Two. Think about externally rotating your front leg to stack your knee on top of your ankle. Breath of fire. Then inhale, reverse warrior. Hold your breath. Point the arrow up to the sky. Send your energy up. Exhale, pivot your left toes, hands onto your hips, power stance. Walk your hands onto your lower back. Stay with your breath and the energy you've cultivated. Turn your pelvis to the right so that your left hip comes forward, and then look over the right shoulder as far as you can. The goal here is to experience the stretch in the front of the left hip flexors. Turn back to center, point the right hip internally, rotate it and point it forward. Look over your left shoulder. Return back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Feel free to explore at your own pace here. You can find a gentle twist again to stimulate the organs within the abdominals. After a couple breaths, you can switch sides, stretch your left arm up, or you can do whatever feels good for you right now. In your own timing, release forward, low lunge, pivot towards the left foot. Step your front foot back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, ripple your spine forward into an up dog or cobra. Exhale, embryo pose or child's pose. Untuck your toes, set your hips to your heels, round your back. Option to release your arms back by your side in line with your ankles. Use any prop so that you're comfortable here in this resting position. Embryo pose, we assist with opening the back side of the solar plexus, the part that receives power and strength, confidence and motivation. And we're learning how to contain the front side of the chakra to not give away our power. You can choose to stay here, or if you'd like to practice your headstand or any inversion for today, please do so at your own pace. If you're coming into headstand, interlace your fingers, place your head into the basket of your hands. If this is the first time you're trying, just practice lifting your head up away from the ground to strengthen your arms and shoulders. Note that you want to keep the elbows in line with the shoulders and at eye level in your peripheries. If the elbows splay out too far, it's pretty difficult to hold headstand. Then walk your toes in, extend one leg up, maybe the other leg goes up, and stabilize your core. To do some core work, you can bend your knees into your chest and stack your hips on top of your shoulders. Once you're inverted, flex your arms, press into your forearms. Pull your rib cage in, flex your glutes, your inner thighs, your outer thighs, your legs, your toes. Everything is actively reaching up, like someone or something was lifting you towards the sun. Choose to come down at your own pace, in your own time. Rest in child's pose to calibrate your mind-body connection. Not all strength and power comes from force. When we learn to listen to our bodies and we notice our likes and dislikes, we can honor our authentic feeling and be empowered to step into the world boldly as we are, unapologetically. Gradually press yourself up onto your hands and knees, and then up onto your shins. Tuck your toes underneath you, and if this bothers your knees, you can place a blanket or some sort of support underneath your legs. Tuck your toes, turn to your left, look over your shoulder, and then if your heel is pretty close and you want to take your hand down onto the foot, stretch your chest up and reach the opposite arm back. And then rotate all the way around to the other side. Turn, look over your shoulder, and reach the left arm up and back. And undulate from side to side, doming in between to stretch the back and expressing your back bend to open the front side of the chakras. Fully dancing in your creative power, boldly stepping into the world as who you are in this moment. Sit your hips back to your heels and stay there. Or you can press your hip bones forward, reach your chest up, and stretch your head back. You can do that a couple of times, finding a flow. Or you can place blocks underneath your hands to bring the ground closer. I like to place my hands onto my lowest back, almost up above the hips. Untuck the toes, press the shins down and forward. And just lift the breastbone up, and naturally your back will arch. This is a great position for those that have a lot of flexibility in the lumbar spine, for it asks us to cultivate a sense of strength rather than leaning into our flexibility. Continue to press down through your shins, up through your chest. When you feel complete, sit your hips to your heels, rest your hands to your thighs. Sit and integrate yourself with the energy you cultivated in your back bend. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. And exhale, hands can come to the heart, honoring yourself here, and down onto the floor, tabletop. Tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shift yourself forward into half pigeon. Place your right shin down behind your wrists. Untuck the back toes. Find some containment as you hug the shins together. If this doesn't feel good in your body, you can take any other variation of a hip opener that feels good for you today. You may choose to stay upright and work on holding yourself in the stance, or fold down and forward over your leg, resting your forearms down, or maybe even resting your head onto your hands. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. When we close our eyes, it's as if all of the light from the outside world fades away and we're put into a cave, into a place where we have to face our shadows, we have to face ourselves. But when we do so, our challenges and character defects become our superpower. And we are better equipped by going into the dark, by doing the shadow work, to see the light, to be fully empowered with all sides of ourself. In your own timing, place your hands onto the ground. Lift and elevate your chest while inhaling. Press down into the floor and step back into downward facing dog. Gradually switch sides. Place your left shin forward. Untuck the back toes. Here we get a wonderful stretch in the front of the right hip flexors and the quadriceps, and a stretch in the outside left glute and piriformis, and maybe even some parts of your hamstring muscles. Choose whatever variation you chose on the other side, or maybe this side needs something a little bit different. Honor where your body is, where your body wants to go, and trust that when you honor your body, you are in your power.
May the long time sun shine upon you. Oh, love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. Oh, love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way.
Press yourself back up to seated and bring your legs forward out in front of you.
Long time sun shine upon you.
Bend your left knee into your chest and then open the leg to the side for half-seated forward fold, Janu Shirshasana. Rather than folding forward, twist over your left shoulder. There's a pattern here. And using the strength of your core, turn to your left.
Guide your way on. Guide
Gently unravel. Pick your left knee up and bring your foot to the ground. Once again, twist to your left. This time, hug your left knee towards the midline of your body. Keep your right foot flexed and active.
sun
With each exhale, turn a little bit further. Release forward and switch sides. Half-seated forward fold twist. What happens when you press the right foot into the left inner thigh? Is there some sort of charge there? Then bring your right knee into your chest. Once again, twist to the right. Can you keep your hips stable? And just turn from behind your ribs and chest. Release. Bend both knees into your chest. Place your hands onto your shins or underneath your legs. Lean your torso back slightly and twist from side to side. Exhale through the mouth. Can you keep your knees and your hips somewhat still and just have the rotation come from your ribs? It's as if you're rowing a boat. Then when you feel complete, place your hands under your knees, sit up nice and tall. Our last core practice for today, boat pose Navasana. If your back is rounded, put your feet down and straighten the spine upright. Hug the natural curvature of your spine, and if your lower back stays elongated, perhaps lift your toes up off the ground. Please place your feet down, butterfly your knees open, hands onto the shins. Cat-cow, moving from the solar plexus. Project your belly forward and then pull your belly backwards. Each time you round your back, engage Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal lock, by pulling the ribs back up and the navel up and in. Then, like a butterfly closing into its chrysalis, bring your knees together. Extend the legs forward. Bring your peace fingers to your big toes to start with your knees bent. If this is enough intensity, pause here, keep the spine upright, and breathe into the back of your legs. You can bring your hands onto your thighs or your shins if the pose is too intense by holding your feet. In the next few moments, you might find that the body releases as you deepen your breath into those areas of tightness. We'll be here for about 2 minutes, so you can use any props as well to help release the legs and the spine. Slowly press the lower half of your body down and journey the upper half towards the sky. Shift your hips slightly forward and lower down onto your back slowly. Bend your knees and stand your feet. Hug your right knee into your chest. Choose to stay here, or you can extend your left leg forward, wind removing pose. Here is a signature yoga pose that can allow for the digestion to be eased. Because there's pressure on the abdomen, it is believed that the organs are gently being massaged internally or being stimulated, because when the knee is in the chest, the blood flow is less, and when you let the knee release, the blood flow goes back through those organs. You can stay here or cross your leg over your body and turn your gaze to the right for supine twist. If this feels good, stay here. If you prefer to have both knees together for knee-to-knee twist, that could support any lower back or lumbar discomfort. With each exhale, imagine yourself in the cocoon of the chrysalis, fully nurtured, fully taken care of. You've let go of whatever it was that no longer served you in order to metamorphosize yourself into something new. In your own timing, return to center. Please bend your knees, stand your feet. Press your right foot down and hug your left knee up and in. You can press the shin towards the left armpit on the outside of the ribs to help stimulate the liver chi. Option to extend the right leg forward. Notice if you can keep your spine grounded and your shoulders and head and jaw at ease. Cross the left leg over your body, supine twist. Perhaps you can allow the eyes to close here and allow for the exhales to be longer than the inhales. Slowly release onto your back side, Shavasana. Allow for your heels to be adequately distanced apart so there's space in the groin and the inner thighs. Maybe take your arms out a little bit wider today to take up as much space as you need, as much space as you like. Can you start to sense from your toes up through your legs a feeling of peace, comfort? joy. And all the way up from the pelvis into the solar plexus. From the solar up the heart and the arms. These waves of peace rolling through the throat, the jaw, the tongue, the eyes, and the head, until the whole body resembles a jewel with many facets, many purposes, many angles that light can reflect off of. And when the jewel is polished through practice of yoga, through pranayama, breath work, through igniting our inner flame, then our jewel sparkles, our jewel radiates and glows. And it's as if the butterfly emerges from its chrysalis in its fullest expression. You are the embodiment of the butterfly with its wings spread, ready to take flight. begin to journey your attention back to your body and your breath. Invite some movement into your limbs and roll to one side of your body. Gradually, you make your way to a seat. And please come all the way up to standing. Standing in your power with your feet firmly on the ground. You can place your hands onto your solar plexus or bring your palms about 3 inches apart in front of the navel, 3 inches below the navel, as though to hold the solar energy within your abdomen, the solar flame, the sacred flame. And tend to this flame for this day, for this week. Namaste. Thank you for practicing.